Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English and Inspire Crash Course for Prelims 2021. Friends, today we'll start with the parliamentary system in our country. So, we have started polity lectures in our crash course. So, as we know, our Indian constitution provides a parliamentary system of government. So, we'll see the benefit and yes. So, we'll start with the all features of the parliamentary system along with comparison with presidential as well. Yes. Now, yes, hello. Yes, Aman. We are going to start parliamentary system. Yes. Right. So, welcome to Unacademy, India's largest e-learning platform, where you will get daily live classes, unlimited access for live and recorded classes, along with structured courses as per the requirement of examination. Even you can evaluate yourself during your preparation through mock tests. Unlimited mock tests are available on our platform. We 100 plus top educators will guide you throughout your preparation. So download Unacademy Learning app today and start your preparation for UPSC. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, having experienced more than 8 years in the field of guiding for the UPSC aspirants. You can join our Telegram group using this link and you can follow me on Unacademy platform using this link. Yes, number of students are asking about various modules and where they start or from which module they can start preparation. So we have 15,000 plus courses on our platform. So as per your choice, you can join the courses. Yes, guys. So if we are talking about our subscription, we have Plus and Iconic subscription where you can use the referral code RBI Live to get 10% discount in your subscription. So do not forget to use code RBI Live. Yes. Unacademy Combat. Yes. So Unacademy Combat scheduled on 14th and 20th February in the morning 11 am. So enroll today and use code RBI Live for this enrollment of Unacademy Combat, where you will get number of prizes according to your rank, where you will get Unacademy subscription and discount on subscription as well, like 75%, 50% and 25%. So hurry up and enroll yourself for the Unacademy Combat. Yes. Today onwards, we have started new batches like 1 year batch, 2 years batch, NCERT batches for the prelims. So just download app today and start your preparation. Yes, guys, this is for the combo course information. Again, you can use code RBI Live to get 10% discount on your subscription. Yes, guys. So we'll start today's topic, parliamentary system. Yes. Yeah. What is mean by parliamentary system? Or tell me, guys, types of the government or systems. Yes. So now today we'll see the parliamentary system of government, where our Indian constitution provides parliamentary system of government in our country, where article 74 and article 75 deals with the parliamentary system Parliamentary system at the center. Alright, and Article 163 and Article 164 deals with the parliamentary system in the states. So guys, just remember these articles, that is Article 74 and 75 deals with the parliamentary system at the center, and Article 163 and Article 164 deals with the parliamentary system in the states. Now, if we are talking about modern governments, right? So modern democratic governments classified into two types. One is parliamentary government and second one is presidential government. So today we'll see the difference between these two and how they works. So on the basis of nature of their relations between the executive and legislative organ of the government. So it's all about the relation between executive and legislative organs of the government. I hope you clear the basic points of parliamentary and presidential type of government. Yes guys, now moving towards next part. Now in detail, the parliamentary system of government is the one parliamentary system of government one in which, as I told you, executive relation between executive and legislative organs of the government. So in parliamentary system, executive is responsible to the legislature for its policies and acts, where presidential system of government, where executive is not responsible for to the legislature for its policies and acts, which means constitutionally independent of the legislature in respect of its term of office. So these are the major two difference between parliamentary and presidential system of government, where parliamentary government system of government, executive is responsible to the legislature, and in presidential, executive is not responsible to the legislature for its policies and acts. Yes. So the parliamentary government is also known as cabinet government, responsible government, or Westminster model of government. So the parliamentary government is known as cabinet government. So we'll discuss importance of cabinet in the parliamentary government system, which is a responsible government, and Westminster model of government according to the location, or we can say originated from the Westminster place in the Britain. Yes. So this type of system, parliamentary government system, for example, we can say is in Britain, Japan, Canada, India, and a few other countries. So basically parliamentary government system is now as per the conditions, it's in Britain, Japan, Canada, India. Okay. So this type of system prevalent in Britain, Japan, Canada, India, and other states. Now, if we are talking about presidential government system, is also known as non-responsible, non-parliamentary or fixed executive system of government is prevalent in United States of America, Brazil, Russia, Sri Lanka and few other states. So, along with examples, it's all about the parliamentary government and presidential government. Now, experts like Evor Jennings called the parliamentary system as cabinet system. Yes, friends. Now, ask the question, that is why it's called as cabinet system, that is parliamentary system as a cabinet system, because cabinet is the nucleus of power. In parliamentary system, cabinet is the nucleus of power. That's why it's known as cabinet system and is also known as responsible government. Yes. As we have discussed, same parliamentary government described as a Westminster model of government after the location of the British Parliament where the parliamentary system originated. Alright, now we'll see features of parliamentary government system. Yes, guys. So, there are few features of the parliamentary government system in which nominal and real executive. In this type of system, we'll see nominal and real executives means the president is the nominal executive, that is de jure executive or titular executive, while the prime minister is the real executive, which means de facto executive. So this is the feature of parliamentary government system, nominal and real executives. So the president is head of the state while the prime minister is head of the government. Right. So as we have discussed, Article 74 and 75 describes about parliamentary system at the center. So Article 74 provides for a council of ministers headed by Prime Minister to aid and advise the president in the exercise of his functions. And the advice so tendered is binding on the president. So this is the feature of parliamentary government system, nominal and real executives. Yes. Next is majority party rule. So the political party which secures majority seats in the Lok Sabha forms government. Yes. So the leader of the party, that majority party which secures majority seats in the Lok Sabha, so the leader of that party is appointed as the prime minister by the president. So this is the feature majority party rule in parliamentary government of system. And along with prime minister, other ministers are appointed by the president on the advice of the prime minister. Yes. Now, in case of, see, there are possibility in case of no single party gets majority. For example, after the general election, in case no single party gets the majority, in that case a coalition of parties may be invited by the president to form the government. That is a group of parties, right? So coalition of parties may be invited by the president to form the government. Yes. Now, collective responsibility. Yes. So parliamentary government of system, we are studying parliamentary government of system, where we are studying features of the system. Next feature is collective responsibility. So basically the ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament in general and to the Lok Sabha. Alright, so our article 75 deals with this clause, that is the ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament. Yes. Yes. So the principle of collective responsibility implies that the Lok Sabha can remove the ministry, that is the council of ministers headed by the prime ministers, from office by passing a vote of no confidence. Yes. So collective responsibility is the feature of parliamentary government system. Next, political homogeneity, which means members of the Council of Ministers belong to the same political party and hence they share the same political ideology. But in case of coalition government, the ministers are bound by consensus. Alright, so in majority cases, political homogeneity means ruling party or party which secured, or a party secures majority in the Lok Sabha after the working of their governments. During that, basically they reflects the homogeneity because they are from the same political ideology, so there are no any differences in their ideology, so it will help to run government smoothly. And in case of coalition government, the ministers are bound by consensus, right? Next, double membership. So the ministers are member of the both the legislature and the executive. That means a person cannot be minister without being a member of the parliament. Yes, so there is one provision in constitution, or a constitution mentioned that a minister who is not a member of the parliament for a period of 6 consecutive months ceases to be a minister. All right. Yes. Next feature is leadership of the prime minister. Yes, the prime minister plays the leadership role in this system of government, and he is the leader of council of ministers, leader of parliament, and leader of the party in power. So in these capacities, he plays a significant and highly crucial role in the functioning of the government. So in parliamentary system of government, leadership of the prime minister is the feature. Yes. Next, dissolution of the lower house. So the lower house of the parliament, that is Lok Sabha, can be dissolved by the president on recommendations of the prime minister. So we can say the prime minister can advise the president to dissolve the Lok Sabha before the expiry of its term and holds fresh elections, which means the executive enjoys the right to get legislature dissolved in a parliamentary system of government. Yes, so power of dissolution of the lower house. Next feature is secrecy. Yes, secrecy. The ministers operate on the principle of secrecy of procedure and cannot divulge information about their proceedings, policies and decisions. They take the oath of secrecy before entering their office. The oath of secrecy to the minister is administered by the president. Yes. So, these are the features of parliamentary government in India: nominal and real executives, majority party rule, collective responsibility, political homogeneity, double membership, leadership of the prime minister, dissolution of the lower house, and secrecy. Yes. After these features, we'll see now next type of government, that is presidential type of government, as we have seen, where executive is not responsible to the legislature, right? So we can say now we'll study features of the presidential government system. Yes, for example, we can say American Constitution provides for the presidential form of government. So the features of the presidential government will discuss, like the American president is both the head of the state and head of the government. As the head of the state, he occupies a ceremonial position. As the head of government, he leads the executive organ of the government. Yes, friends, we are discussing presidential government system, right? In which the president is elected by an electoral college for a fixed tenure of 4 years. He cannot be removed by the Congress except by impeachment for grave constitutional act. So, in presidential government of system, president is elected by an electoral college for a fixed tenure of 4 years. Yes, the president governs with the help of a cabinet or a smaller body called kitchen cabinet. It is only an advisory body and consists of non-elected departmental secretaries. They are selected and appointed by president and are responsible only to him and can be removed by him at any time. So, in this system, president governs with the help of a cabinet or a smaller body called kitchen cabinet. Yes. Now, in the presidential government system, the president and his secretaries are not responsible to the Congress for their acts. They neither possess membership in the Congress nor attend its sessions. The president cannot dissolve the House of Representatives, the lower house of the Congress. These are the features of presidential type of government, presidential government system. Next feature is the doctrine of separation of powers is the basis of the American presidential system. The legislative, executive, and judicial powers of the government are separated and vested in the three independent organs of the government. Yes, we can say powers divided into three organs. Yes, like legislative, executive, and judiciary. Yes, guys. So, in presidential government system, separation of powers is separated and vested in the three independent organs of the government: legislative, executive, and judicial. Yes. Now, after the features of the presidential system, we'll see merits of the parliamentary system. Yes. Merits of the parliamentary system. Yes, Nayan. Where harmony between legislature and executive. Yes. So we can say advantage of the parliamentary system is that it ensures harmonious relationship and cooperation between the legislative and executive organs of the government. So the executive is a part of the legislature and both are interdependent at work. So as a result, there is less scope for disputes and conflicts between the two organs, right? So harmony between legislature and executive. Yes. Next is responsible government. Yes. So the parliamentary system establishes a responsible government. So the ministers are responsible to the parliament for all their acts. Right. So in parliamentary system, the ministers are responsible to the parliament for all their acts of omission and commission. Right. So the parliament exercise control over the ministers through various devices like questionnaire, discussions, adjournment motion, no confidence motion, etc. Yes. Prevents despotism. Next merit is prevents despotism. Under this system, the executive authority is vested in a group of individuals, which means council of ministers, and not in a single person. Alright, so executive authority is vested in a group of individuals and not in a single person. Yes, so the executive is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by a no confidence motion. Next is ready alternative government. Yes, friends. In case of ruling party loses its majority, the head of the state can invite the opposition party to form the government. Right. For example, we can say party A is a ruling party and during the tenure of the government, we can say after 3 years, for example, we are just considering for this example, after 3 years, ruling party loses its majority. Then what happened? Now, yes, there is no immediate announcement of election. In this case, when party A loses its majority, then state of the head, okay, head of the state, correction, head of the state means president, invite the opposition, that is party B, to form the government. Yes. So, head of the state, that is president, can invite the opposition party to form the government. Right? Is known as ready alternative government. So, which means an alternative government can be formed without fresh elections. And one of the experts, Dr. Jennings, says the leader of the opposition is the alternative prime minister. Yes, this is the importance, or we can say, importance of the leader of the opposition. So, leader of the opposition is the alternative prime minister, said by the Dr. Jennings, one of the constitutional expert. Right. Now, next merit is wide representation. Like diverse, we have, like in our country, diversity in nature, right? So, in our parliamentary system, the executive consists of a group of individuals, that is, ministers, who are representative of the people. And the country like India is vast and diverse, so it is possible to provide representation to all sections and regions in the government under the parliamentary system of government. So the prime minister, while selecting his ministers, can take this factor into consideration about the section and regions of the country. Right? So we can say, in short, it its wide representation is the merit of parliamentary government system. Yes, guys. Now we'll see few demerits of the parliamentary system. Yes, in spite of the above merits, the parliamentary system suffers from the following demerits, like unstable government. Yes, this is the first demerit, unstable government. So, parliamentary system does not provide a stable government. There is no guarantee that a government can survive its tenure. The ministers depend on the mercy of the majority legislators for their continuity and survival in office. No confidence motion or political defection. Just remember these terms, guys. No confidence motion and or political defection or evils of multi-party coalition can make the government unstable. For example, we can say government headed by Morarji Desai, Charan Singh, VP Singh, Chandrasekhar, Devegowda, and IK Gujral are some of the examples related with the unstable government. Yes. Next, demerit is no continuity of policies. So, the parliamentary system is not conducive for the formulation and implementation of long term policies. For example, we can say the Janta government headed by Morarji Desai in 1977. In 1977, Janta government headed by Morarji Desai reversed a large number of policies of the previous Congress government. And the same was repeated by the Congress government after it came back to the power in 1980. Yes. So we can read this example as a no continuity of policies in parliamentary system of government. Yes. Next demerit is dictatorship of the cabinet. So when the ruling party enjoys absolute majority in the parliament, the cabinet becomes autocratic and exercises nearly unlimited powers. Right? Yes, so dictatorship of the cabinet is the demerit of parliamentary system government. Next demerit is against separation of powers. So in the parliamentary system, the legislature and the executive are together and inseparable. So the cabinet acts as the leader of legislature as well as the executive. Yes. So the whole system of government goes against the letter and spirit of the theory of the separation of powers. So there is fusion of powers in parliamentary system of government. Yes. Next demerit is government by amateurs. So the parliamentary system is not conducive to administrative efficiency as the ministers are not experts in their fields. The prime minister has a limited choice in the selection of ministers. His choice is restricted to the members of the parliament alone and does not extend to external talent. Yes. So, moreover, the ministers devote most of their time to parliamentary work, cabinet meetings, and party activities. Now, let us compare the parliamentary and presidential systems in terms of their features, merits, and demerits. Right. So, basically, these are the demerits of the parliamentary system of government. Now, after that, as we have studied features and then merits and demerits of parliamentary and presidential government of system. Now we'll comparing this parliamentary and presidential system through a chat. Now we'll see the comparison between parliamentary and presidential system. Yes. Yes, guys. Now, parliamentary system. Now, we'll see the features one by one. Yes. Parliamentary system. First feature is dual executive, where in presidential system, it's a single executive. In parliamentary system, there is majority party ruling, that is ruling party, where in presidential system, president and legislator elected separately for a fixed term. In parliamentary system, it's collective responsibility, where presidential system is non-responsibility. Political homogeneity is the feature of parliamentary system, whereas political homogeneity may not exist in presidential system. Double membership is the feature of parliamentary system, whereas single membership is the feature of presidential system. Leadership of prime minister is the feature in parliamentary system, where domination of president is the feature of presidential system. We can observe feature like dissolution of lower house in parliamentary system, whereas no dissolution of lower house observed in the presidential system. We can say fusion of powers observed in a presidential system and separation of powers is observed in presidential system. So friends, just see the difference or comparison between the features of parliamentary and presidential system. Now next, merits and demerits. Merits of the parliamentary system and demerits of the presidential system. So in parliamentary system, harmony between legislature and executive. Whereas conflict between legislature and executive is observed sometime in presidential system. Responsible government is the merit of parliamentary system, where non-responsible government is the demerit of presidential system. Parliamentary system prevents despotism, where presidential system may lead to autocracy. Yes. Wide representation is found in parliamentary system, where narrow representation is found in presidential system. Yes. Next. Now, demerits of parliamentary system and merits of the presidential system. So, unstable government is the demerit of parliamentary system, where stable government is the merit of presidential system. No continuity of policies in the parliamentary system, whereas definiteness of policies in presidential system. Against separation of powers is the demerit of parliamentary system, whereas based on separation of powers is the merit based on separation of powers is the merit of presidential system. And next is government by experts is the merit of presidential system, whereas government by amateurs is the demerit of parliamentary system. Yes. Now, after this, we'll see why our founding fathers of the constitution or our country decides to adopting parliamentary system. Now, if we'll study the work of Constituent Assembly, okay, so where a plea was made in favor of United States presidential system of government in the Constituent Assembly, but the founding fathers preferred the British parliamentary system in our country because of few reasons, like familiarity with this system. Like the constitution makers were somewhat familiar with the parliamentary system, as it had been in operation in India during the British rule. Right? So, this familiarity with the system and our constitutional traditions have become parliamentary. No, for example, we can say, or one incident like the K. Munshi argued that for the last 30 or 40 years, some kind of responsibility has been introduced in the governance of this country. Our constitutional traditions have become parliamentary. After this experience, why should we go back and buy a novel experience? So that's why founding fathers decided to opt for parliamentary system. Next is preference to more responsibility. This is one of the reasons. So, drafting committee chairman Dr. B.R. Ambedkar pointed out in the Constituent Assembly that a democratic executive must satisfy two conditions, that is stability and responsibility. The British system, on the other hand, gives more responsibility but less stability. So, the draft constitution in recommending the parliamentary system of executive has preferred more responsibility to more stability. Yes, guys. Next reason is need to avoid legislative executive conflicts. Need to avoid legislative and executive conflicts. So the framers of the constitution wanted to avoid conflicts between the legislature and the executive, which are bound to occur in the presidential system prevalent in USA. So basically our founding fathers wanted to avoid this conflict between legislature and the executive during the day-to-day work or during the running our government, right? And they thought that an infant democracy could not afford to take the risk of perpetual cleavages, feud, or conflict between these two organs. So, as we decided to go with the democratic country, so during that independence, we were infant democracy, right? So, they thought that the conflict between these two organs of the government is harmful for our country, and they wanted a form of government that would be conducive to the manifold development of the country. So ultimately the conflict between legislative and executive will relation or relates with the development of the country. If we are looking for or we are if we want development of our country, then smooth government and smooth running of government is mandatory, right? So need to avoid legislative and executive conflicts is the reason to adopt parliamentary system of government. Next is nature of Indian society. So India is one of the most heterogeneous states and most complex plural societies in the world. So, hence the constitution makers adopted the parliamentary system as it offers greater scope for giving representation to various sections, interests, and regions in the government. So, this promotes a national spirit among the people and builds a united India. Yes. So, nature of the Indian society is the reason to adopt parliamentary system of government in our country. Yes. Now, after this merits, demerits and reasons, now we'll see distinction between Indian and British models. Yes. After this parliamentary government of system, we'll see distinction between Indian and British models. Right. So, the parliamentary system of government in India is largely based on the British parliamentary system. However, it never become a replica of the British system and differs in the following respects. Like, India has a republican system in place of British monarchical system. In other words, the head of the state in India, that is president, is elected, while the head of state in Britain, that is king or queen, enjoys hereditary position. So this is the major difference or distinction between Indian and British parliament system. That is head of the state we can say in India, president is elected, while in Britain, king or queen enjoys a hereditary position. Next, the British system is based on doctrine of sovereignty of parliament, while the parliament is not supreme in India and enjoys limited and restricted powers due to a written constitution. Federal system, judicial review, fundamental rights. These are the features of our Indian constitution. Yes. So, the British system is based on doctrine of the sovereignty of the parliament. Yes. Next, in Britain, the Prime Minister should be a member of the lower house, House of Commons of the Parliament. In India, Prime Minister may be a member of any of the two houses of Parliament. See, this is the difference. If we are talking about, if we'll see, in Britain, Prime Minister should be a member of the lower house. In case of India, Prime Minister may be the member of any of the house like Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Right, any of the two houses of the parliament. This is the difference. Next, the members of parliament alone are appointed as ministers in Britain. So in Britain, the members of parliament alone are appointed as ministers, but in India, a person who is not a member of parliament can also be appointed as minister, but for a maximum period of 6 months. So this is the difference. Yes. Which means, for example, we'll see the example, a person A appointed directly as a minister, then we can say he enjoys his duration or tenure for the 6 months. After that, he should elect or represent any of the houses, that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, within 6 months, or during these 6 months he should elected or represent any of the house, that is Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. This is the mandatory by our constitution. Now next, Britain has the system of legal responsibility of the minister. Legal responsibility of the minister, while India has no such system, right? So unlike in Britain, the ministers in India are not required to countersign the official acts of the head of the state, right? Yes. So in Britain, the system of legal responsibility of the minister is observed, while in India there is no such legal responsibility for the ministers. Yes. So these are the few, we can say, distinction between Indian and British models of the parliamentary system. Now we'll see, or we'll take just recap of today's lecture, where we started with the parliamentary system at the center and the state, that is Article 74 and Article 75 deals with the parliamentary system at the center, and Article 163 and 164 deals with the parliamentary system in the states. Yes. So we have studied the difference between parliamentary and presidential system, right? So these are the two type of governments, where in parliamentary system of government, executive is responsible to legislature organ of the government, and in presidential government system, executive is not responsible to the legislative organ of the government. Yes, like parliamentary system is known as, or parliamentary government system is also known as cabinet government, responsible government, or Westminster model of government. Right. Now, we have studied features like nominal and real executive. So, the president is the nominal executive while prime minister is the real executive. Yes. Majority party rule is the feature of parliamentary government system where the leader of the party is appointed as a prime minister, so which the party which secures majority seats in the Lok Sabha. Yes. Next is collective responsibility. Right. So the ministers are collectively responsible to the parliament. Next feature is political homogeneity. Yes. So the council of ministers share the same political ideology. Double membership, members of the both legislature and the executive. In short, a person cannot be a minister without being a member of the parliament. Yes, right. Next. Leadership of the prime minister is the feature of parliamentary government system. Then dissolution of the lower house. Yes. Which means the prime minister can advise the president to dissolve the Lok Sabha before the expiry of its term. Secrecy. So next is collective responsibility. Yes. So the ministers are collectively responsible to the government. Yes. So where relevance of the Article 75 we have seen collective responsibility. Political homogeneity and double membership, members of the both legislature and the executive. Yes, secrecy, principle of secrecy of procedure. So the ministers, they take the oath of secrecy before entering their office. Now after that we studied features of the presidential government. Then we have studied merits of the parliamentary system like harmony between legislature and executive, responsible government, prevents despotism, ready alternative government, wide representation. Yes. Then we have studied few demerits of the parliamentary system like unstable government, no continuity of policies, dictatorship of the cabinet, against separation of powers, and government by amateurs. Yes. After that, we studied comparison between parliamentary system and government, parliamentary system of government and presidential system of government, feature-wise features, various features of these two systems. After that, merits and demerits of these systems, like harmony between legislature and executive is the merit of parliamentary system, where conflict between legislature and executive observed in the presidential system. Yes. Next, few demerits of the presidential system and then merits of the presidential system. And at the end of the session, we have studied the reasons for adopting parliamentary system, as our founding fathers preferred the parliamentary system for few reasons like familiarity with the system, preference to the responsibility, need to avoid legislative and executive conflicts, and nature of the Indian society. So, we have studied the parliamentary system of government and its features, merits, and demerits. So, friends, just revise all those things. In the next lecture, we'll start remaining part or lessons of the polity. Till the time, keep revising what we have studied till this lecture. You can join our Telegram group using this link, and request to all students, please enroll yourself for the Unacademy combat scheduled on upcoming Sunday in the morning 11 a.m. Yes, you can use code RBI Live to enroll for the combat, and for the subscription even you can use code RBI Live. Yes, till the time you can like, share and subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon for the regular notifications related with the lectures. So guys, keep studying, keep revising. All the best.